Right, boys, we're back, and today I kind of just want to talk about traveling as a whole. Because when people think of traveling, they think of um, two things, okay? And the first type of traveling is the traveling you don't want to do, okay? This is the type of traveling where you're going out and you're going on vacation, right? And you're going and you're going around to eat pastries, like just a bunch of junk food, be a glutton, go out, get drunk, lust after girls. That's the type of traveling people think. All right, going to the red light district, going on carnival cruises, crazy stuff like that. And that obviously has not grown my relationship with Christ one bit. The second type of traveling I want to talk about has been the one. Okay, and this type of traveling is when you go out and you have a mission in mind. So, for example, um, last year, me and my buddies, we went to a place called Whiteface Mountain. You can look it up on Google. It's in New York. It's a pretty hard hike. And that type of traveling really allows you to grow your relationship with Christ because, number one, first of all, we were unprepared on our hike. All right, we didn't expect it to be that hard. So I don't know about my two other buddies. I'm sure they were, but obviously I'm a religious one. I make these types of videos. But I was really praying on God. I was really praying to God, like, Lord, look, we're in a pickle. We need help. Okay, and I have a story on that on my YouTube. But when you travel and you have a mission, or you go out and you travel and you see the world and you get these experiences, like I just went to Alaska a couple weeks ago, and life is a whole lot different down there or up there, wherever I don't know geography, man. Over there, we'll say over there, right? But life is a whole lot different over there compared to the rest of the states, right? It's small, it's rainy all the time, it's cloudy. They don't have any towns really. They have like one major town, and well, I guess towns, cities, whatever the case may be. I'm really showing my ignorance here, right? But you get experience there. You get experiences. You're traveling, you're seeing the world. Same thing if you go to Europe, right? You go to Europe, you see how different people live. All right. And whether you're going on a mission, like I said, climbing a hike, or going for like to experience, to step out of your comfort zone. Yes, there is a really great YouTube channel if you want to watch things like that. But like going out and stepping out of your comfort zone, that's the type of travel that allows you to grow in your walk with Christ because you get to experience things, you get to see things a lot differently, and then you can come back home and you can use those experiences, use those quests you went on, those missions you went on, and you can use them in your everyday life. Okay, there have been times this last year when I faced hard things where it's like, oh, I just want to quit. But then my mind goes to, F it. Think about last year when you hiked up a mountain for 6 hours. Okay? Like, you're going to quit here, but you can hike up a mountain for 6 hours? No. Right? Or, you know, you're, I don't know, I had a bad day in June. Like, I got into a car crash. My hockey season wasn't going good at that moment. Uh, I don't know. Just a bunch of stupid worries. My business wasn't doing as well as I would like it to be, right? But I can sit there and I can sulk and be like, oh God, why? Why do you have this to me? Why? But then I can use my experiences. I can think, okay, look at the time I was in Seattle. All right, look at the time I was in Seattle or New York City or whatever major city. Look at all the homeless people there. All right, when they're like out of their mind, like on FET, or they're just struggling. They're struggling, and they're in the cold, and everyone walks by them, and they don't give a crap about them, bro. Like you're really complaining about your stupid life troubles, but there are people out here who are homeless and who are freezing to death, starving to death, dying of dehydration, and you're really complaining about what you got going on. Or even if you travel to other places, like I don't know, third world countries, like somewhere in Africa, right? And you go and you see these families don't, or these towns don't have running water. They don't have food, right? Their water is dirty. They can't shower. Okay, they don't have technology. You see what I mean? It really puts your life into a different perspective. Like, you have it made over here, bro. You have it made. And that's what's so good about traveling. You can get these experiences, and you can get these go on these missions, and you can like gain experience, like I've talked about, and you can just grow. You just grow as a person, and as you grow as a person, you grow in your walk with Christ. Because when you do those things, do those hard things, or get new perspectives or whatever, it's like reading a new book, right? When you read a new book, you have a whole new outlook on life. It's same with traveling to a 10 times larger scale. Okay, and you can put that back in your walk with Christ. So now, in my walk with Christ, when I want to give up, or I don't know, whatever, I can look back and say, okay, I walked up a 6 hour, or I hiked up a 6 hour. Jesus, can I not talk today? Holy crap, man! I can look back and I can say, I'm the man. I hiked up a 6 hour mountain. This isn't nothing. All right, and Jesus had my back the entire way. Or, you know, maybe I start a new business because I saw something that um was taking off in other countries. Like, this is another country, but Florida, for example, I was in a town there about a year ago back, and their whole like town travel was based on golf carts. All right, it was in Seaside, Florida, and I think that would be a really cool idea to implement into other touristy towns because one, they're cheap, bro, right? And two, they're fun to whip around. Like in my city where I live in New York, you're not whipping around a golf cart, right? It's like another experience, right? So my point is, traveling can grow your walk with Christ, and it will grow your walk with Christ. Because also another thing I want to talk about is when you go to these sketchy places or places that are unfamiliar, you tend to rely on God more. Okay, when I was in Alaska and like there was no service, and we got lost for a little bit, or we couldn't find the ship or whatever, there's nothing you can do but talk to God and be like, yo, God, walk me through this. Or, like I said, when I was on that mountain and it was getting sketchy where I had to climb like this up rocks and scale it, I'm like, yo, God, you got to help me out here. Like, you can rely on Him more. You grow and you put yourself in a vulnerable position and you have to rely on God. So, those are the types of travel, or that's the type of travel I recommend, and that's why I think you should travel. I'm having a couple trips this year. At the end of the year, I'm going to Cali, um, and then I'm going to Europe, and then I'm going to West Virginia. And me and my buddies are talking about this. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of different experiences with them there. I'm going whitewater rafting for the first time. I've never done that. I know how dangerous that is, right? I'm going shooting down there. Um, we're gonna look at some historic stuff like in Charleston that helped me grow, right? So yeah, traveling can grow your walk with Christ. And if you want another way to grow your walk with Christ, I'd suggest mentors. If you want a mentor to help you grow and get closer to Christ, I launched a 6-week program. My Instagram is in the description, Chris.Flanagan_, but you can check it out there. DM me, shoot me a message, and yeah, let's grow your relationship. But yeah, love you guys. Peace.